Hello there, my name is Ciarancomerford and this is my research e-learning thesis study progress so far. So research question summary: how are academic staff in higher education institutions using H5P to support their teaching? A case study in ATU. H5P is an open source technology that allows you to create interactive content such as interactive videos, games or presentations and quizzes, to name but a few. H5P.org. Content can be imported and exported and shared and reused. The content has been designed to display seamlessly on laptops, computers, mobile phone devices and tablets. H5P can be used to support teaching, so according to Swangan et al. 2021 found H5P could be used to create embedded videos within Moodle on a mathematical university course. Recent research by Gonzalez et al. 2025 found H5P can be used to create interactive content and engage students. Furthermore, Carrigan Yilmaz 2021 mentioned H5P fosters engagement and motivation in research on a computer class based on a mobile flipped classroom. Atlantic Technological University, so this is a university in the northwest of Ireland and it's based in the west of Ireland. You have cross-border and large campuses in Donegal, Sligo, Galway with over 26,000 students according to atu.ie. Okay, so the problem or gaps. So starting with the problem, there's a problem in the fact that H5P is being used more regularly in universities, schools and businesses, which now number over 30,000 websites according to H5P. It's not known how instructional designers use H5P to support their learners in Irish institutions. A scoping review of the existing literature was carried out. New literature was included in the search whilst other literature is removed, ensuring an iterative process. Academics have no framework for H5P, so the gap is evidenced in the literature as there's very little published research on H5P in the Irish higher education sectors. However, Bacon K 2024 from National University of Galway did a recent study in H5P 360 tours and interactive videos being used in a botany course. How are educational staff integrating H5P into existing learning management system LMS, whether it be Moodle, Canvas or Blackboard? Moreover, what H5P activities such as flashcards, MCQs, quizzes are instructional designers using? Therefore, more research is needed to assist and guide university staff in supporting their students. Okay, so methodologies and methods. So for this thesis I will be using a mixed methods research methodology. According to Denscon M 2021, this is research that involves using both qualitative and quantitative methods to conduct a small-scale study such as this one. Furthermore, he advises that mixed methods allow the researcher to choose the most suitable method for a problem, lends itself to a variety of viewpoints and has the benefit of a variety of research types. Taking all this into consideration, I will be using the survey instrument as the chosen quantitative method and interviews as the preferred qualitative method. Convenient sampling allows you to gain easy access to participants, quoting the Mannion 2018. I will use convenient sampling to target former colleagues working at Atlantic Technological University ATU. Another reason for the use of convenient sampling is due to geographical constraints, as I'm based in Mallow and the participants will be in the northwest of the country. Okay, so instruments, why interviews and surveys? So starting with surveys, for over 100 years researchers have found surveys to be a useful tool for data collection, as alluded to by Bulmer in 2001. The surveys where recipients are asked a series of questions. They typically belong to the quantitative field, i.e. they are concerned with numbers and statistics. Google Forms will be the tool used for the survey instrument, and the surveys will give me answers to statistics to questions like: how many times is H5P used per week? What are the activities that are used more often, such as multiple choice questions, quizzes? They'll also give me information on is there any particular issues like licenses or not enough time. For the interview process, I'll be using the semi-structured approach. According to Rashid MN et al. 2014, these are the type of interviews usually used in conjunction with surveys for research. They are designed to include a list of preset questions which are asked in a specific order in the interview. Automatic Zoom transcriptions will record the details of the interview conversations. Interviews get you more personalised data into how the participant is thinking and their facial expressions. Interviews will also help interpret the numbers from the surveys KEL 2016. Okay, so now we're going to move on to data analysis. For data analysis, the Microsoft Excel Office tool will suffice, along with visual representations consisting of charts which displays the data related to the various survey questions. Fortunately, Google surveys forms have an actual copy chart button, so I can copy them into Excel. Where necessary, the Canvas website can be used for graphics. For the interviews, keywords can be used which will provide data analysis. They will be auto-recorded using the Zoom software and summarized afterwards. Okay, so looking at some of the summary of the data collected, so looking at part 1, so which H5P activities do you use? So interactive videos, flashcards, MCQs and image hotspots were the most popular H5P activities. So interactive videos were used by 90% of people, so that was by far the most popular. Then multiple choice questions and flashcards were used by 70%, and then image hotspots were used by 6%. The next question was, does the use of H5P as a digital tool lead to improved student engagement? And 100% of respondents felt H5P led to improved student engagement. Then the next question was, are you aware that H5P activities are available on Moodle? And 70% of activities respondents were fully aware it was available on Moodle. Okay, the next part of the data collection. Do you have any issues using H5P? And the issues were not enough time, no license and no training. So first of all, 50% of people had no issues, so that's half of the participants. So 40% had no time, so that was the biggest factor. So not enough time in using H5P. And then not enough training and no license was 10% each. Would you recommend H5P's used in more higher education courses? And this was recommended by 100% of participants. Then, do you find H5P difficult to use? So 60% of people found H5P was somewhat difficult to use. So that was a bit surprising. That was a lot higher than I would have anticipated. Okay, so challenges, time, survey delays and tracking progress. So time, like all researchers, time is always a constant battle. Trying to constantly juggle tasks and deadlines, whilst also remembering that there's the e-learning project that needs to be worked on simultaneously. It can be daunting trying to balance the workload whilst ensuring I stay on top of getting this research project completed. Delaying survey responses. Now this has actually been corrected, but it was still a big challenge because up until Friday the 14th of March I only had 3 respondents. So now I have the required 10 respondents, but it was still quite stressful. Keeping track of progress between the modules, it can be a challenge ensuring that you don't miss deadlines or milestones. For the first assignment I was nearly caught out blindsided as I mistakenly thought the deadline was further away. Okay, so what are the solutions to these problems? Time management. I'm planning to write approximately 250 words per day in my thesis to prevent procrastination and last minute panic, while also ensuring I work on developing content on my project every day. Send out survey reminders, so to address the survey delay. So again, this was actually corrected, but how I got around this challenge was I got my colleague to send around a survey a second time and just emphasise that it was a short survey and there was only 9 questions, so that got me up to the 10 respondents. Project schedule. To address the time issue, I'll draw up a schedule for both e-learning project and thesis modules, which I'll discuss in the next section, and this was used by a Gantt chart. So looking at my Gantt chart, I have my surveys, interviews, findings, draft, thesis. So the priority for the next 2 weeks is the analysis of the surveys and interviews. The interviews need to be conducted, recorded and auto-transcribed through Zoom, summarised and the findings interpreted, and this will occur from the 28th to the 29th of March. Interview questions need to be decided upon, a schedule drawn up for the interviews using Excel, interview participants selected, avoiding bias, a quiet place for the interview according to Bell J 2024, along with writing a report on the findings, discussion, conclusion and abstract. The findings and discussion will be written on the 1st of April, conclusion and abstract on the 2nd of April. At this stage it's planned to write approximately 500 words per day. Then if time allows, there will be a full comprehensive review of the thesis draft, and this will be submitted on time for deadline on the 2nd of April, and then finally from the 15th of April to the 5th of May I'll be writing the second draft and making changes as suggested by the supervisors. Okay, so now on to the expected outcomes. So instructional design framework rolled out to other institutions, engaging learning resources and improved student retention. The main outcome is completion of the first draft of this research study, along with some initial findings from results of the surveys and interviews. This will give an important insight into how academic staff are using H5P to support their teaching. It will also produce an instructional design framework, and it will ensure that staff members can deliver engaging content using H5P. With regards to societal impacts, courses that provide engaging and materials and resources means students are less likely to withdraw before completion of the course according to TITE in 2029. This means more students will gain qualifications. And here's my references, and thanks for watching.